Beaches today packed with trash tourists, hardly noticing the Napoli listing in the bay, instead scavenging through her washed-up cargo, taking as much as they could carry. So what have you got here?
It's a new BMW M5 steering wheel, electric one, so...
Have you got an M5?
No, I don't at all, but I'm pretty sure someone on eBay's got one that can have one, so...
From Lime Bay to eBay?
Yeah, man, get on.
This man got more than the spare parts. He found himself a brand new BMW motorbike in the wreckage, and he wasn't alone.
It took about 8-10 of us to lift each one out, and as each one came out, the front wheels were put on, and then they were taken down the beach and over the cliffs and away.
The police told beachcombers to stay away, saying there could be hazardous materials here. But thousands ignored the warning, lured by free nappies, cat food and even wine. Whiskey galore meets the January sales.
It's manic, absolutely manic. It's good fun though.
Well, I've only just got here and I found a couple pairs of trainers, quite a lot around here, trainers and that, about my size, I would think.
Anyone taking cargo is supposed to fill in a form so the real owners can trace it if they want it back. But tonight the authorities admitted it's become a free-for-all.
We're trying to make people aware of what their legal responsibilities are. It's obviously then up to their consciences whether they decide to break the law or not.
This morning we hired a fishing boat to assess the damage out at sea. Within minutes of leaving shore we were surrounded by empty oak barrels. We must have seen about 200 of these barrels already, and this is just a tiny fraction of the amount of cargo which has left the Napoli, and there's still more to come. Officials say only a small proportion of the cargo is toxic, mainly perfume and battery acid. But we also found bags of what looked like fertilizer, medical kits, and even a car. It's only really when you get out to sea here that you can see the scale of the damage that's been caused. Mile after mile of the coast is just covered in rubbish and debris that's been washed up. Now, of course, some of that, the solid stuff, can be picked up and taken away relatively easily. But you see over here, between those containers, the sea over there is starting to look orange. We think that might be due to rust. And that's the kind of pollution that's rather more difficult to deal with. It was here that we smelt diesel and spotted an oily sheen on the water. From the air, you can clearly see where it's come from. 2 cracks, which may cause the vessel to break up. But the Coast Guard says the double hull has not been breached. So their first priority is to remove the 3,500 tons of thick, sticky oil that the ship is carrying. So far, only a handful of seabirds seem to have been affected. And the authorities are confident that a greater disaster can be avoided. But for many, possible long-term damage isn't even a consideration.
And we can talk to John now. John, what's the latest on the salvage operation happening offshore behind you?
Yeah, George, those lights on the horizon behind me, that is the Napoli, surrounded by other vessels now. And basically they have quite a short window of opportunity. They have basically till the end of the week, when the weather is expected to deteriorate, to try to get all that oil, hundreds of tons of oil, off the ship, and try to get all the remaining containers off the ship. Because if they can't do that by Thursday, Friday, they think there could be big environmental problems. So they're working through the night as the lights show, and I think they're going to be there certainly till Thursday, Friday at the very earliest.
And John, I'm rather surprised. I think I can see some people still on the beach behind you.
It has been the most extraordinary day. I think it's going to be the most extraordinary evening. If I move out of the way, I'll show you. This is one of the latest containers that's come in. It contains nappies, car parts again, animal food. As you can see, people queuing up to rifle through it and get what they can find and take it home. We've had people coming down here, families. I saw somebody lighting a bonfire earlier to sit down and have a sing-song. We've had kids standing up in pushchairs. It seems like the free-for-all, though, might be coming to an end because I think the mood of the police has changed here a bit this evening. They're saying that as far as tomorrow's concerned, they're talking about closing the beach so that they can do what they have to do, and we and all these people have to get out of the way. George.
All right, John, thank you.
Special branch officer.